Hey guys, it's Annie and I accomplished another big goal on my vision board. So, as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm sharing the process of accomplishing a huge vision board goal, which is to get a new car. Oh, also make sure to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoy when I make law of attraction videos or personal development videos, and I'll be sure to make more. If you're new here, I am very much into the law of attraction, personal growth, personal development, all of that. In the last several years, I've really grown in my life. A couple years ago, I was babysitting for $10 an hour, and that was my main source of income. Fast forward to now, I have really increased my income. I have accomplished so many of the things that I've set my intentions on, so many of the things on my vision board. One thing that I put on my 2019 vision board was a new vehicle. If you notice on my vision board, I put a Jeep Grand Cherokee. However, I have decided that I don't want that. The reason I put that was because my dad owns a Chrysler dealership, which Chrysler includes Jeep. And when I buy vehicles through him, I can usually get it at wholesale price. But a Jeep, that's not like a car that I've always been dying to have. However, I have decided that instead I want a Lexus. I feel like Lexus is more of a luxury brand. And it is more of something that when I was little, I probably thought that I couldn't do on my own. They're very reliable, dependable, good cars, and it's a luxury brand, so that's why I decided to go with that. I've also narrowed it down to the Lexus NX 200. I like that it's a crossover, it's a little bigger, it can fit things. It's like a small SUV kind of situation. So that is one huge tip. Be very clear on what it is that you want and set that as your intention. So that's what I have on my mind right now. I have been searching online, really getting in tune with that car. I look it up, I look at prices, I look at availability. Another thing that I did was obviously I let my dad know that that's what I wanted, and even though he doesn't carry a Lexus, he can keep his eye out for other dealerships that have it and try to buy it off of those dealerships. So as of right now, I plan to drive up to Washington next week, and I'm hoping that my dad can track one down at a good price and I could buy it from him. My first step to manifesting what I want is to prepare for that thing. Prepare for having that thing in your life. So I'm starting out by today, I'm taking my Fiat in and having it checked out. There were some things going on with my Fiat that I was putting off and avoiding, and like, I need to get this fixed, I need to get this light fixed, yada, yada, yada. So I finally was like, if I want a new car, if I want to attract a new car, I need to get everything squared away with my old one. So here we are in my little Fiat. We have a stoplight out. And then this back panel fell off the bottom of my car. It needs to be put back on. And even though the bill ended up being over $350, which I wasn't expecting, I did not get mad over it. I was just like, okay, this is what I need to do. It needs to happen. It doesn't do any good energetically to get worked up over it. So I just said, okay, cool. That's one step closer to getting a new car. Another thing I did was I went to a Lexus dealership in California near where I live, and I looked at the kind of car that I wanted just so I could get a feel for it. And even though I did not plan on buying from that dealership, it still, again, gets you ready. It gets you in the energy of it. Just like how before I could afford my current apartment, I was looking at and touring luxury apartments just to get in that energy. So that's what I was doing there. And here's where the major faith came into play. I knew that I was going to be going to Washington, and I decided I was just going to drive. Even though my dad didn't have a car secured, I set the intention that I'm going to drive to Washington. I'm gonna stay there for 2 weeks, and in that 2-week span, I'm gonna find the right car. All right, guys, today is the day. We're driving my little Fiat up to Washington. One last little road trip with this trusty thing. I drove to Washington, and my dad was having a difficult time tracking down the car that I wanted. I have yet to tell you this part. I decided I did not want a brand new car. I wanted a very lightly used car, because as soon as you drive a car off the lot, you buy a car, brand new, drive it off the lot, it goes down so much in value. So I'm like, I'm just gonna get one that's a year or two old. So that's what was hard, because not a lot of people just keep a brand new car for a couple years and then sell it. So I'm gonna be honest, I was getting really stressed out that I'd been there for a week and a half and still nothing was popping up that really worked. And then we got to the end of my trip and I still had yet to get a car. It was literally the day before I planned to drive back to Los Angeles. So I leave my hometown tomorrow and I still have the Fiat. Not gonna lie, it feels a little stressful and I know that things don't work out smoothly when I'm all stressed. So I'm trying to do my best just to like relax and go with the flow and allow whatever to happen. My dad knows a guy who buys vehicles for the Lexus store in Portland, which is an hour away. So he's checking with him today to see if he can get like a deal on one. I did have a silver Lexus that I had my eye on there and it's no longer on the lot, but it does turn out that they do have a blue one and I actually am not opposed to the blue. I kind of like it. I'm just trying to like let go and let it happen. So I'm going into my dad's work now and hopefully by the end of the day, I have this sorted out. I'm running out of time. It was literally the day before I was planning to drive back to Los Angeles that we found one that worked, and my dad had been trying to reach out to the Lexus dealership, but they would not return his call all day long. It was almost the end of the work day. I was sitting in my dad's office crying because I'm like, I was feeling so sure that it was going to happen and now it's not. And it wasn't like I'm being pouty. I wanted my new car, but you know when you get really excited about something and then it just falls apart and it was just like a big disappointment. And that is when I knew that feeling all stressed over this was not going to bring it into my life. So that's when I had to like step back, detach from my ego and just like breathe and calm down and realize that whatever is supposed to happen will happen. I sat there in my dad's office and just calmed myself down and visualized what it would look like to step into that vehicle and to be driving it. And it was a bright blue Lexus. So I just imagined looking out through the mirror and seeing the blue and all of that. And it felt good and I didn't feel stressed and I was calming down. And luckily, literally right before my dad's office closed, the Lexus dealership got back to him. And my dad was like, hey, what is it gonna take for me to write you guys a check for my dealership to buy your car so that my daughter can buy the car from us? Just because if I bought the car through my dad's dealership, it would be so much easier to do paperwork and do the deal and everything. The one downside is because it was so rushed and my dad didn't have a relationship with this Lexus dealership, we didn't get it for wholesale price. I had to pay retail value, which is fine. That's what most people have to do. And I drove down to Portland and I picked up my new car and it had a big bow on it and it had a little gift basket and it was so beautiful and I felt so relieved after that stressful day. There she is. I don't know how well you can tell on camera the size of this thing. It's not huge, but it's like a little crossover SUV. This beauty is an NX 200 Turbo with an F Sport package, just meaning it's a little sporty. You can put it in sports mode and it can zoom around, or you can put it in eco mode and that saves gas, which is really nice. I love the wheels. The rims are really cool. They look very nice. And before buying it, I didn't realize that the windows were already tinted. Also, with this F Sport package, it comes with a really cool grille. Let's open up the trunk. Ooh, fancy. A trunk. Another cool thing is they said if you just touch this, it locks the car. Did you hear that? And then if you just put your hand in here, it unlocks it. So the inside, I wasn't planning on giving like a car tour and I'm not gonna go over all the features, but look at her, look at her. She got a moonroof and she is a push to start. So I don't know why on camera screens flicker, but it's not flickering in real life. Also, an interesting thing for most Lexus cars is the screen is not a touch screen. For the newer versions, you control it with this little kind of mouse pad like a computer. You can also control everything through voice commands, so
please say a command.
Go to radio.
Go to radio. Please say a radio command.
I'm not going to show you all the features because this is not supposed to be a car tour video, but I love my new car. It's so cute. And some people might be watching this video thinking like, you didn't manifest a car, you just bought a car. The word manifest doesn't mean like I made a wish and that wish came true and a car just poof was in front of me and there I had it, I got it for free. No, manifesting something just means taking something that you envision for yourself and bringing it into your reality. I envisioned having this vehicle and now it's in my reality. When I first made the decision to get a new car, I wasn't sure that I could financially handle it. That is another thing that manifested through that. My income has slowly been increasing a little more and more. So that's the thing. I think people think manifestation means you get something for free or it just shows up or it's a magical thing. No, it's just taking something that you envision for yourself and bringing it into your reality. So there you go. That is how I manifested my new Lexus NX 200 Turbo. She is cute. Please leave in the comments, what should I name her? I've never named a vehicle, but I was almost thinking like the blue Skidoo mobile. Like if you watch Blue's Clues, you know what I'm talking about. Is that dumb? Anyway, if you have a better name suggestion, let me know in the comments. But that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video and freaking know that you can set an intention and you can go for that thing that you want. And it might be scary and it might seem out of reach, but the more you aim for that intention that you set, the sooner it comes into your reality. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you soon with a new one. Bye guys.